We've got Wetere making great strides over there with the Sydney City Roosters under-18 team at the moment, but there must be a lot more young Māori youth out there with the same kind of skills that Wetere have and the same potential that Wetere has.
Yeah, we are blessed, I suppose. We have a whakapapa that gives us a head start often. And that's not a new thing. That's something that's been a part of our ancestry, where young people develop physically quite early. So there are lots of people with talent out there. The books on sports psychology and following the history of sport would tell you that talent makes up about 10% of what's required. The rest actually is just about hard work. So we have that in our whakapapa as well. And therefore we need to bring those virtues to the fore, that we're a people of hard-working people, and if we can bring those elements and not rely just on the talent, then we have real opportunity to produce real stars. Again, if we can educate our people, both in terms of the dynamics of being a professional athlete, but also in terms of social responsibility back to iwi, back to the communities that they come from, then we breed superstars that inspire the next generation. So lots of people will be inspired by what Wesley's doing, and that's really important. But we sometimes focus on the end point, and we forget about the wider opportunities that are important.
And what about the agents? I mean, Wetere's got an agent, the same agent that looks after Roger Tuivasa-Sheck and some of those other stars in the NRL. Some of these agents, are they shark-like people who are going to just, munch up our young boys, and if they don't perform, throw them off into the scrap heap?
Yeah, well, I guess everybody has a job to perform, and if part of their job is to recruit people and to encourage people, and there's takings for that in there, I think it's not for me to say whether they're sharks or not. I imagine there are some damn good agents out there who look after the better and wider welfare of people, because they know that in actual fact it's those people that will bring in dividends for them. But I imagine as well there are those that look at it as an opportunity to prey and to pounce on young talent. You can also hear amongst the NRL clubs that there's a desperation that if they are not the first one to grab that person, they might lose that opportunity. So in our neighbourhood, we've had young people approached as young as 12 years of age to cross the ditch, to come and be a part of a foreign environment with a dream and an aspiration. Some people take those opportunities. My advice to people in that situation would be to say, you're good, hold on, wait till your price is better, and they might come back and get you at a better time.
I was going to ask you what your advice would be to young people who are approached by NRL clubs and other sporting clubs to go professional at an early age. But you've put in structures, you've got structures in place at your school to assist the athletes to realise their dreams. What are some of those structures? Well, because you're flexible, you're quite fluid with your curriculum.
Yeah, so Manukura has been established now for the last few years. The focus on education really is about not only providing an education for these young people, but actually creating an education system that works for our people. So the academic results of our program are far more impressive than the sporting achievements, but sports gets headlines. So we utilise the opportunity.
But some of them can go overseas, play in tournaments, come back to school.
That's correct, yeah.
So they can be gone for a couple of weeks and come back to school again?
Yeah, so a big component of what we do is tailor programs for every individual. So that's correct. We have people that travel the world as part of their sporting commitments that are away for periods of time. Pukitiora Rogers, who was with us earlier, spent time, was one of the first with the Sydney Roosters to follow this model as such. The challenge with it, I suppose, coming back to a mainstream school, is how adaptable the school is to accommodate that person who will miss some time. So
me haere ki tōkura. me tohunga ha kina koe me haere ki tōkura kei reira pia te momo marautanga hei tauawhi a koe ki eke ai koe ki ngā taumata. E hoa, ko peto te wā ki a tāua, ko pau te wā ki a tāua, engari rawe rawa atu te whakarongo ki o kōrero i tēnei rā. Nā mihi nui ki a koe, tapu rangatira.